Good morning, students. It is 16th May today, and yesterday we have finished our chapter number 14 and its book exercise and question answers also. Today we are going to start chapter number 15. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. So let's start chapter number 15 today. The chapter is the Sultanate period. The Sultanate period. This period is referred as 1206 to 1526 AD. Okay, following are the topics which we will cover in this chapter. First, the slave dynasty. Second, the Khilji dynasty, which is up to 1290 to 1328. Next is the Tughlaq dynasty, which ruled up to 1320 to 1414. And next is the Sayyid dynasty, which ruled up to 1414 to 1451. The last one, fifth dynasty, is the Lodhi dynasty, which ruled over India over 1451 to 1526. So, after the death of Prithviraj Chauhan in the Battle of Tarain by Muhammad Ghori in 1192, an era of Muslim rule in India was inherited or initiated, you can say started. But after the sudden death of Muhammad Ghori, his three slaves, Tajuddin Diaz, Nasiruddin and Qutbuddin Aibak, they fought among each other to get hold over the territories which were conquered by Muhammad Ghori. Because Muhammad Ghori had not declared his successor. Suddenly he was murdered by a Khokhar tribe. So after this struggle between the three slaves, Qutbuddin Aibak, he became the winner of this struggle and he started his dynasty. We will read about that later. Let me first tell you the period between 1206 to 1526. 1206 to 1526, this is known as the Sultanate period. And in this period, these five dynasties ruled over India. And how we come to know about this information? This most valuable information we get from the travelogues, chronicles and coins, buildings and monuments of that time, which are still existing. The travelogues of Ibn Battuta and Marco Polo, they gave us this valuable information. These travelers visited India in that time and wrote about the situation and the rule of things of that time. And Ziauddin Barani and Shams Siraz Aqif, these were the court chronicles of the sultans who gave a detailed account of court proceeding and present a public life and the life of sultans. And these are still existing, and from that sources only we are able to know about the Sultanate period. Today we will start our class with Mamluk or slave dynasty, which ruled over India from 1206 to 1290. This ruler of this dynasty, slave dynasty, were called slave rulers because all the rulers of this dynasty after Muhammad Ghori, when Muhammad Ghori was murdered, all the rulers were either themselves slaves or descendants of the slave rulers. That's why this dynasty got this name, slave dynasty. Now, who founded the slave dynasty? This dynasty was founded by Qutbuddin Aibak in 1206 and he ruled up to 1210. Kutubuddin Aibak, he was the founder of slave dynasty. Muhammad Ghori gave him charge of the territories he had conquered to take care of the administration of that territories. But after his death, Aibak became the ruler of Hindustan in 1206. He was a kind-hearted ruler. He was then succeeded by Shamshuddin Iltutmish. There are some important other rulers were there in slave dynasty, and one of them was Shamshuddin Iltutmish, who was the real founder, who is considered as the real founder of Delhi Sultanate, and he ruled up to 1211 to 1236 AD. He was also a kind and noble emperor. He was a slave. Actually, he was a slave of Kutubuddin Aibak. But Kutubuddin Aibak married one of her daughter with Iltutmish because he trusted him a lot and he was a very kind person also. So Kutubuddin Aibak got married one of his daughter with Iltutmish, and like this Iltutmish becomes son-in-law of Kutubuddin Aibak, and he occupied the throne in 1211. He was a very capable king and considered as real founder of Delhi Sultanate. He protected Delhi from the attacks of Genghis Khan, who was the Mongol leader, by refusing to shelter the Khwarizm Shah. Khwarizm Shah was a person whom Genghis Khan was chasing, and Khwarizm Shah, he wants shelter in Delhi, but Iltutmish refused to give him shelter to save Delhi from the attack of Genghis Khan. Iltutmish expanded his empire up to Bengal and brought whole North India under his control. And then he made Delhi the capital. First, Delhi was not the capital of the empire. Lahore was the capital, but Iltutmish replaced the capital from Lahore to Delhi. And he considered his daughter Razia as the next Sultan of Delhi. He has many sons, but he didn't find any one of them as the person who deserved the throne of Delhi. So he nominated his daughter Razia as the next Sultan. Now let's read about Razia Sultan. Razia Sultan, she ruled over India from 1236 to 1240. Even after the nomination as Sultan by Iltutmish, his father, the ministers of the Sultanate, they didn't want her to be their Sultan. Even then, Razia Sultan was the first and only Muslim lady ruler of India till now. But she was the nobles of the empire or the Delhi Sultanate, they placed Ruknuddin Firoz Shah on the throne instead of Razia. Even Iltutmish nominated Razia as the Sultan, but after his death, the nobles, they didn't follow the order of Iltutmish, and they placed Ruknuddin Firoz Shah on the throne instead of Razia. But Ruknuddin was not a very good king. He spent all his time in pleasures, drinking wine and ignoring the administration. Then Razia, with the help of the people of the city, she ascended the throne again and became the ruler of India. But some Pathan nobles, they take it as their insult to obey a woman. So they planned against her and make a conspiracy, you can say, against her. And in 1240, they deposed her, and very soon she was murdered in 1240. Now, after the death of Razia Sultan, the period from 1240 to 1266. No any efficient ruler was there to rule over Delhi Sultanate. All the rulers, so many rulers came in power, but actually they were only puppets of nobles, puppets in the hands of the ministers. Then Ghiyasuddin Balban came into power in 1266 and he ruled up to 1286. Ghiyasuddin Balban, actually he was a noble in the court of Iltutmish. He was a noble in the court of Iltutmish. And he became the most powerful ruler of slave dynasty. He ascended the throne in 1266 and he had a very strong army to fight with the Mongols. Mongols were a great danger at that time to Delhi Sultanate, and Balban with his strong army fight with Mongols and protected Delhi. Balban also appointed spies. Spies means jasus, to get information about the empire and what is happening inside the empire in his rule and on the boundaries also. The two rituals of Muslims like the Sajda and Zameen Bos. These rituals were started by Ghiyasuddin Balban, and this Sajda means to bow down in front of the ruler or the person who is standing before you. Zameen Bos means kissing the feet. These two rituals were started by Balban, and he banned the nobles of his court to attend the parties and drinking wine. He put a check on these two things for his nobles. But his successors were weak, and in 1290 the dynasty came to an end when the Khilji nobles they took over Delhi and defeated Delhi Sultanate. That's all for slave dynasty. Tomorrow we will read about Khilji dynasty. I hope all the points are clear to you. If still any doubt is there, you can contact me. Thank you and have a nice day.